Hey guys, welcome to 6 Minutes. I'm Jason Fulmore, SC Wrestle, and we have a special edition Georgia Elite 8 State Duels conversation between Fat and Scrappy's Lucas DeSilva and myself, where we go into two classifications, talk about them in greater detail, and depending on which one you're watching, it should be on the slide at the beginning. And there's a couple of cuts so that I could do an intro and a conclusion that will be the same for all of them. But the middle chunk is actually all new information, depending on whichever classification you chose. First, congratulations to all the teams that punched their ticket to the Elite Eight. It's going to be a fun weekend in Georgia, all over the place, because the Georgia High School Activities Association doesn't host it all in one location, meaning that if you're interested in a Jefferson Cass matchup or a potential 5A matchup there, you're going to have to be in Jones County and not somewhere else. And from my perspective, that's a shame, because I want to see all these duels. They're going to be a ton of fun, and we expect some Cinderella stories, and looking forward to some outstanding both individual and dual matchups. One thing I want to say before I kick this off, and I don't want to take too long because Lucas and I have a tendency to talk too long, is that if you're interested in like the brackets and the potential lineups, you can go to SC Wrestle on the website and kind of look at that in greater detail. I did my own fans guide where I kind of broke it down. In this one, I kind of go back and forth a little bit with Lucas, but let him take the majority of the time talking about what he thinks as it relates to each of the individual each of the dual matchups. Hope you enjoy it. Best of luck this weekend. 8 teams with the girls now will crown dual state champions this weekend. Hope you make a run for it. Good luck. See ya. Bye. All right. Back with Lucas DeSilva. Fat and Scrappy's Lucas DeSilva. Hey, man. Wow, that's quite a pack of stuff you got there.
One weekend, 18, 7 classes, and another gender. State Duels weekend is here, and damn, I was wrong on some of my predictions from a week ago. This is, I don't know about you, Jason. I love the individual tournament, but boy, I think my favorite time of year is duel season, baby.
You know, I love duels. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love traditional. I think it's so fun. But the truth is, when we talk about teams, I mean, look, you can put together the 5 best kids in the country. But if you don't have a few other kids who can step in and do something, you're going to lose a duel. Yep. And this is a team, man. And we saw that last weekend with a ton of stuff.
Yeah, a couple spots we saw that where, having a lot of great kids, it does all good and well for you. But if you don't have the extras that we talked about last year, if you don't have the coaching in certain circumstances to get through certain spots, it ain't going to end well for you. And it's just one of those things where this time of year I always get jumpy because, I was denied a dual title. So, I feel for those that this is their last run. And, they may have not gotten one yet. I feel for them. And, it's just you got to give everything you got. And it's an exciting time. By the way, quick shout out before we get going. Quick shout out to the guys down at Hitchka. They hosted me at the Gator Brawl. Legitimately, Jason, a humbling experience, that tournament. Humbling in a lot of ways. A really cool event. Hey, if you're a small Georgia team, and you know that duels, you guys aren't really built for it. You're in a tough region. Maybe you got a small roster. Hey, it is a great event. If you want to send your JV, if you want to get a real good last JV tournament, hit me up or hit Jason up to get in contact with me. I'll put you in contact with guys down in Hitchka. It's a small area in Florida that, they've had some struggles, and I'd love to help build that area up. They were an incredible host to me. Shout out the Easters, Jay Rush and Christine, obviously Kaylee and the crew for hosting me. I was blessed to be able to get on the mic and cover for them. And sorry, Sam Tolomeo, for butchering your name when I was doing the announcing. My fault.
As you butcher most people's name, as we all do. Like, to be fair.
Butchered it. They were getting the phone going. I said, Sam Tolomeo, and I had to stop. I had to stop real quick and be like, Tolomeo. Sam Tolomeo. It was bad.
It happens. It happens. It's one of those things. Well, what we're going to do is let's give just kind of I'm going to give a little bit of an overview. We're going to talk a little bit of overview, and then we're going to transition to 2 classifications, and we'll do that all the way through. Does that work for you?
Yep. And we're going to get in the trenches.
In the trenches, 100%.
Well, I'm getting in the trenches. So we'll see.
All right.
Are you in that foxhole with me? We'll find out.
Yeah, we will. I'm not sure I'm quite in the trenches as you are, but we'll see. We'll see where we get. We'll see where we get to. So let's start. Let's start with a couple of runs, and these are things that you don't but you don't necessarily know in terms of some of this. And I'm gonna kind of throw it all the way around so we can just kind of set the landscape. Camden County has won a dual title every year since 2015. They are looking to add another one this year in what's going to be a fantastic 7A. Do you know what team, and it's not Camden, has finished top 4 in every single one of the duals championships since they began in 2002?
Commerce.
Nope.
Really? They did.
It is not Commerce. I'll give you one more guess.
Not Jefferson, because I know there was a year that they bowed out.
No, it was Jefferson.
Oh, really? I must have flipped them because I was convinced that there was a year where they bowed out and ended up getting dropped in the Bloods.
Nope. Jefferson has finished from 2002 to 2022 21 times in the top 4. Now they did have some challenges, right? They did finish 3rd or 4th in at least 1 or 2 of those. But yeah, they had quite a run, and from 2002 to 2019, they won 19 consecutive dual titles. That's pretty impressive.
Oh, very. That's consistency, and doing it for 20 years. That is doing it over multiple classifications, over multiple rule sets, where the landscape of Georgia wrestling had changed so much. It's a testament to, when I have the argument about what teams have been the most dominant in the history of Georgia, Jefferson has got to be in that list. They have got to be in the top 4 minimum.
Yeah. Well, and I'm glad you brought the different classifications because they won it in 1A, 2A, 3A, and 4A. So if they win it this year, they'll add another class to their thing too.
And now this I do know. What is the biggest number of different classifications that a team has won a championship in?
Oh, is it?
I know this.
Is it 4?
It is 4. Now, who did it?
How many has done it? Jefferson did it.
It's been done by 2, Jefferson and Gilmer.
And Gilmer. Okay. All right.
I went digging through the classified archive, or not the classifieds, the historical archives on GHSA's website.
All right. Okay. I love that. I love that. So
knowledge. Knowledge, son. Speaking of knowledge, son, quick shout out Cliff Fretwell. This is a throwback compound tee. Shout out.
Love
throwback.
I love it. I love it. All right. So we got a lot of history, right? And again, we're still just setting the stage. We got a lot of history. Tryon, they won it last year. They didn't win it in 21. They won it in 2020. We've got history with Social Circle. We've got history with Gilmer, with a bunch of these different teams that are at the top, right? But then we've got some new debutantes, man. We got some new teams in the mix. How fun is it to see, like the East Jacksons and, these new teams that we don't get to see very often in the Elite 8?
You want to talk about a program that I'm happy for. I worked with East Jackson over the summer, and I thought they were a year away. I really did. And Coach Eager, shout out to him. He was texting me, "Oh, you gonna pick Pierce against? Oh, really? Oh, really? Oh, really? Okay, watch this." Bro, 7 freshmen in their lineup, 2 seniors. They are a young, hungry group. I'm excited to see them. Even if they go 0-2 barbecue, you made it to the state duels. Right. This is an accomplishment that not every team gets, not every team has done. So it's exciting to see for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and And they're not the only team that is kind of making, I don't want to say a debut. Murray County came from a number 4 spot in 2A to make the Elite Eight.
Yep.
We've seen lots of teams kind of step
Temple,
in.
White hot
Temple, right?
White hot.
Yeah, no, 100%. So first, I think the thing that we want to say is congratulations to everyone who's gotten to this point. It is a fantastic team achievement.
8 by 8. That's 64?
64.
Yep. So only 64 teams remain.
That's right. Well, and I think the actual truth is it 63?
Oh, don't start being pedantic about teams having double entrance. I get that. All right. Well, don't even do it.
No, I know. But the reason that's interesting is that shout out to Chestatee, right? Shout out to Woodward Academy. Shout out to Gilmer. Those are all teams that have both a men's team and a women's team in the Elite Eight.
Now imagine if one of them can do the double.
Whoa, no, that'd be crazy, wouldn't it?
So now that's a thing where you can do the double now. Now we got to start talking about, hey, is there something to be said that if you're going to be the real dominant power in Georgia, you got to hit the quad? Is that something that a team needs to look for? That would be a girls' duels title, a men's duels title, your team individual championship for the men and for the women. There's so many new possibilities that are here, and we are going to remember the names Campbell, Chestatee, Carrollton, Woodward, Osborne, Gilmer, Jordan, Greenbrier, as this is the first 8. These are the groundbreakers. The first duels championship held in the girls' division is between these 8, and it is up for grabs at Buford High School on the 20th. What more storyline do you need there?
Yeah. No, I think that's awesome. And you know what? I think that's a good place to start. So let's start with the girls and 1A as being our first segment as we're making this transition. Oh, yeah. And you already named off the 8 teams.
And I named them in bracket order because, damn it, the 1 seed goes on the top GHSA. I'm not blaming the coach, by the way, because we know that they got given the template. The 1 seed goes on the top, the 2 on the bottom, the 3 and the 4 should be almost touching each other in the middle, and then the rest, what are we doing here? Come on.
Right. So Chestatee is the 1, Greenbrier's the 2, Gilmer's the 3 on the wrong line, and Woodward's the 4. First and foremost, do you think they got the seeds right as far as the top 4 seeds?
I think with the results that they had, well, in their case, actually, with these schools, lack thereof results, when you look at a team like a Chestatee, I think they got it as close to right as possible. Now, I personally, when I did my seed, I have Greenbrier as the 1, Chestatee as the 2, Woodward is the 3, Carrollton as the 4, Gilmer is the 5, Jordan 6, Osborne 7, Campbell 8. So not really too different. A couple switch ups here and there. So I'm not saying that they butchered it, but I'm not mad at the seeds.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's jump into the girls and let's talk about.
I went 7 of 8. This is one of the ones where I went 7 of 8 in predictions. I went 7 of 8. The only one I didn't get was Jackson County over Osborne. Shout out to Osborne.
Yeah.
Making me not perfect.
Yeah, no doubt. And I don't know very much about Osborne, honestly. So
me neither. I tried to get some from my guys at Jackson County, and they didn't really have much for me. So I was like, all right, well, okay, we'll figure this out, I guess.
All right. So jumping into this, first, give me what you think is the most interesting first round matchup.
So obviously there's intrigue around Osborne because we don't know too much about them, but they draw a Gilmer side that I think is very tough. The one for me is the 4-5, Carrollton and Woodward. I think these are 2 teams that believe in their heart of hearts they have a shot to go make a run. I really believe that. When speaking to the coaches at Carrollton and, of course, talking to people from Woodward, both of them believe. And if you're Woodward Academy, we talk about doing a double. They're a team that it's not out of the realm of possibility to do it. 6A is a tough classification, of course, but Woodward is a great team. It's one of those things where I think that that duel right there between Carrollton and Woodward is the most interesting of the first rounds.
Well, and I think that you brought up a really good point. I hadn't even thought about the doubles, but I bet you Coach Reagan has been thinking about that for a long time. He's
Oh,
put together
for
this
sure.
squad, and I bet that's going to be a thing. They're going to make a run. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So let's jump to. Are we going to hold the top 4 seeds? Do you think getting to the semifinals? Will it be Chestatee, Woodward, Gilmer, and Greenbrier?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
All right. So if that's the case, and obviously, guys, we can't get into the details. Otherwise, this is going to be way too long of every single duel. And we're not saying that Campbell's not going to be Chestatee or anything like that. That we're just kind of trying to give an overview. So,
well, I'm
take it for what it's worth.
I'm going to give my predictions at the end.
All right. Well, and I'm actually going to ask you. So cool. you gave me those. So who do you think emerges as the champion? Who do they beat in the finals?
I have as our champions the Donnell Bradley led Wolfpack of Greenbrier. To me, they've been the most consistent team in the state when it comes to the girls' side of things, hunting the best competition in the Southeast week in and week out. Iron Maiden, Holy Angels, they've been really getting after it. And it just feels like that it's their time. It's one of those things where I get this feeling where, the work that they've put in, and now they're the only team left for Greenbrier. I feel like that there's almost this, like, that they have this pride of, to go get it for the Wolfpack. Like, right. And I really feel like, I think Chestatee's a great program. I mean, we've seen them the past couple of years really jump out onto the scene, but give me Greenbrier. I have that as a 6-point dual meet. I have that close. I don't think that this is a blowout by any means. And then give me Woodward in third over Gilmer, probably by about 10 to 15 points, give or take.
All right. So, the only thing I would say is that I don't have enough results from Chestatee to even counter whether I think you're right or wrong.
That's the thing is that's where I stand. I'm like, I think that, like, I've seen a couple results out of Chestatee, but I have no common opponents. Like, I'm like, I don't know what to do. Yeah. But I'm going to say that because they looked good at quads in their win over Alexander. Very dominant in the quads, might I add. I think they only gave up like 15 points between the two duels. Greenbrier only gave up about 20. So, they were dominant as well. But I just think that it'll be Greenbrier this year. I just have that feeling. But, if Chestatee wins, I'm not surprised. Like, I'm not going to be shocked.
Yeah. No, I agree. Well, honestly, I wouldn't be shocked of any of your top 4 finding a way because as we saw, one match goes one direction. And
hey, I'm going to say this. Y'all better watch out for Gilmer. Y'all better watch out for Gilmer off the scale. Like, they match up real well with some of these teams. Y'all better watch out for Gilmer. Like, if you hey, Greenbrier, you better be up for your semifinal. Like, you better be up. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, so let's go to 1A. And 1A, our defending champs are, and you want to do it?
Oh, this is darts and popcorn. This whole class. This whole class is darts and popcorn. Because we'll get there.
Tryon is your 1 seed. They are the defending champs. Social Circle is 2. 3
Reigning
is
and defending at that.
That's right. And
Reigning.
Number 4 is Commerce. The teams that they match up with, Pepperell, East Lawrence, Oglethorpe County, and Temple, all seem like they're just a small step back from those top 4 teams. But I'll be honest with you, all 4 of those teams, they come to compete. Oh. And as we talked about in the intro, Temple is white hot, as you said. Oglethorpe County wrestled super well. East Lawrence wrestled super well. Pepperell came back from a number 2 spot to punch their ticket. So I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that one of the top 4 seeds couldn't fall in the opening round.
I want to agree with you. I want to agree with you.
Okay, that's cool.
I feel like the matchups are not right for that. So I'll give you an example. Commerce, to me, I feel like there's the top 3, and then I feel like Commerce is another step behind Tryon, Pisgah, Social Circle. I think Lawrence is worse set to contend against Commerce with their team makeup.
Then maybe
Now,
Temple or somebody
if
else might have
Commerce
been.
drew Oglethorpe or Temple, I think we'd be having a different discussion. I think I'd be looking at it, hey, upset alert. But the way it stands, I don't really think so. I think it's
Let me ask you this question then. Out of the 4 teams that are 5, 6, 7, and 8, which of those teams has the best shot to make the top 4?
Oh, I think it's this Temple. I think it's this Temple crew because they got white hot out of nowhere, and of course Moisner and the crew down there. You know, when he went there, I thought it was going to take a year or two, but of course we know the level of coach he is, so it wasn't on his level of coaching. It was I don't know how quickly he's going to be able to turn a team that basically has been nothing and turn them into a real squad. He's done it in less than a season.
Right.
It's incredible to see.
Well,
so
they told me that they were going to send you a pillow because they wanted you to keep sleeping on them, and you just now burst that bubble.
Is that true? Is that true?
Well, they told me that they wanted you to keep sleeping on them, and I was going to send a pillow to you based on
my God,
from the Temple boosters.
Hey, prove me wrong, because I'd love to see some new blood in 1A. I'd love to see some new blood make the podium.
All right, so let's go back to the old blood, right? So the old blood is Tryon, our defending champs. Commerce, right? Commerce has won 6 titles in 1A. Pisgah won a title not that long ago, in 2021.
Yep,
and
2 years ago.
Social Circle has a bunch, 5 championships, dual championships, but all in 2A, none in 1A yet. So we're down with those 4. Who emerges out of those 4 to claim the title?
I have mulled over this decision for a while. This is one of the brackets where I really was like, I don't know, because there's a lot that goes into it with the way some of these teams match up with each other, and where they match up with each other in the bracket is something else. The seeding, I think, was really important. But in the end, give me the Redskins of Social Circle to come out on top. Give me Tryon in second place. Give me Mount Pisgah in third. Do I dare? Do I dare? Give me Commerce in fourth, but boy, I think Temple or Oglethorpe give them a run. That's not to say East Lawrence and Pepperell. I think East Lawrence and Pepperell, they're out of position. Like, I don't feel like they're in a good spot to do it.
Yeah. No, totally.
And that's nothing against them. Nothing against them.
So if I'm a probability, I'm a statistics person. You know this about me. I mean, we spent a lot of time together, and I'm a statistics person. So statistically speaking, I think Tryon has the best shot to win, and only because of this, because I think they have the easier semi, and I don't know what's going to happen with Pisgah and Social Circle. I think that whoever gets through between Pisgah and Social Circle might beat Tryon, but I just don't have a clue who that's going to be. So
I think I agree with you, but I also think there's something to be said for walking through the flames. And if Social Circle is to win a championship, they would have to have extinguished this white hot Temple crew, snuffed out this Pisgah crew looking to get back to the top of the podium, and then they'd have to slay the Bulldogs, who'd be looking to go back to back and defending home turf.
But let's pick the toughest path to a title. I mean, one misstep, and you're no longer wrestling for a title.
Well, I don't think Temple has it in them to beat them. They match up real good with Pisgah. I have that match split 9-5. Then again, the last time I said that, Pisgah wouldn't won a state title, so I'm probably going to eat my words on that one. I'm picking against Pisgah again. Yeah, I know. Mary's going to yell at me, whatever. And then I have Social Circle and Tryon split 7-7 in matches. I have it split 7-7.
All right, so let's wrap up the girls in 1A. In the girls, you have Greenbrier coming through, taking the title. In 1A, you have the Redskins and Social Circle beating Tryon and claiming their first 1A title. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All
Book
right.
it. Lock me in.
All right. I love it. All right. Well, we'll see. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Where's Vegas? Where's Vegas? I need to put my odds in. What's the money line?
Ooh. How did you do on prediction of 1A teams making it through?
5 out of 8. I
Five?
I got Armucci wrong, Scriven and Dade.
What is it about the state duels that makes it so great?
I think, in traditional, there's this kind of me mentality. And then that's the way it should be. You are hunting in February. You will be hunting for a state championship for yourself. This is to etch your name in the history books. And now, while you still do that in duels, you are etching you and 13 of your brothers, in some cases sisters, that you go to war with. These are the kids that you've bled with. These are the kids that, when things went wrong in my life, I went to my teammates. And I'd imagine for some of you, it's the exact same. Whether it's a bad home life, whether it's school being tough, whether it's, wrestling gives you this sense of community and confidence in yourself that I don't think a lot of sports do. And if you are one of these kids this weekend on these 64 teams lineup, since he wants to be pedantic about how many teams are there, enjoy this moment. It is a moment that leaves you very quickly. If you are a freshman, take it in. Take a moment to, while you're warming up, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. I'm getting goosebumps. Like, take a moment to take it in and just look around and realize you are wrestling with the other top 7 teams in your classification for a state championship. And at the end of the day, no one can take that away from you. And if you're a senior and this is your last run, hey, you got to give everything you got and then some. This is where you got to be willing to go to the deepest, darkest parts of the ocean, where you got to go to the deepest, darkest parts of your mind in certain cases of what are you willing to give for the man next to you. It's duels for me is so. This to me is the most user-friendly thing about wrestling. If you want to build the sport of wrestling, to me, it's through duels. I love tournaments, but to me, it's through duels because it is, hey, we're from this area, you're from another area, we're booting your door down, and we're gonna handle you. Like we're gonna give you the smoke.
Well,
that's what I love about duels.
And the level of strategy that's involved, the level of creating matchups that's involved, the trying to, I mean, this is the one environment where you're a kid who might be 7 and 12 on the year and are stepping in at 138 pounds, and your coach is like, I need you to fight for 6 minutes. Just fight for 6 minutes. Give me everything you've got.
1,000 takedowns.
That's right. But you do not give up 6 points. 6 points is going to be the difference between us winning as a team or losing as a team. And it involves everyone. That's what makes duels so great.
It came in a losing effort, but one of my favorite duel stories was Colin Wagner, who, while my brother, going to be in my wedding one day, when I eventually find someone to marry, he wasn't the best wrestler. Love that kid to death. We told him to go out there against Gaston Garrett, who's a killer from Camden, and not give up 6. And he gave up a decision. It was in a losing effort. But that moment, as the clock was ticking down and Etheridge was jumping and pumping his little 4'9" fist in the air, I was losing my mind. Our whole cheering section was going ballistic. And he was getting this beaten out of him. He was down there eating some of the meanest cross faces I've seen in my life. But he got up, legitimately bruised and cut on one side, got up. It's funny to me.
And it could have, again, honestly, it could have been. I don't know if
you guys could tell, but the hair's sticking up. Like
it could have been in a winning effort. I mean,
oh my God,
everybody's got a job to do. You know what I mean? Everybody's got a job to do.
If we win that duel, he goes down in history. Like if we win that duel, he's immortalized in the lore of Collins Hill. And that's the thing is, some of you, some kids are really good, but you don't have your legacy yet. This could be a legacy moment for you, helping lead your team to a state duels title. In certain cases, what we talked about, where they've never had one, or maybe it's been years since they have had one. This is where you mark your name in history. And Lucas, I want to see them all get after it.
I appreciate you taking the time, man. It's been a lot of fun breaking down these duels with you. And you know what? I don't know that we'll talk next week after the whole thing is done, but maybe we'll revisit things once we pull back around to traditionals. How's that sound?
Yeah, that sounds good for me.
All right, man. You take care.
Peace.
See ya.
See ya.